Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our xCite presenter today, Bettina Deda from Bettina Deda Writer, to present to us on 5 steps to becoming a published author. Do you have an idea for a book and don't know how to start? Do you need help with your manuscript? What about a strategic thinking partner to make your book the best it can be? Bettina Deda shares her story and 5 steps to help you become a published author. Bettina Deda is a writer with 16 years experience in public relations, project management, and corporate writing. In 2014, she self-published Downsize with Style. In 2015, she started writing about her life and launched her writing business, offering content writing and book editing. She was published in the Turning Point anthology and recently received a publishing offer for her memoir Dare to Dance. Bettina is a member of the Writing in SW and the Australian Society of Authors. She lives on Sydney's northern beaches, has 2 teenage sons, and is a passionate ballroom dancer. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Bettina Deda.
Hello everyone again, my name is Bettina. I'm from the mainly BX tribe, and today I want to share 5 lessons I learned on my journey to becoming a published author. I guess everyone here is in BX because you are business owners, you want to make a difference for yourself, for your family, for others, you want to inspire others. And so I just wanted to start with a question. Who here has actually already published a book?
Oh,
Very amazing. Who is working on one? Oh, even more amazing. And who has an idea in his head and hasn't started? Everyone raise their hands. This is amazing. I'm happy. This is awesome. So I just want to share in the next 10 minutes my journey, a bit about my writing journey and how I became finally published author, and just share some lessons I learned along the way. So basically, we just talked about it. I have a background in public relations from Germany. I came here 14 years ago, and when I came here, I just thought I need to do something else and get more into my creative passions. And so I did all sorts of things, studying color and design. I self-published a book in 2014, a business book about downsizing. And then it was actually in 2014 when I did this book, when I published this book, I did some speaking trainings as well, because I wanted to talk about it and promote it. And I came across a little book called Memento. It was a red square book with 130 questions about your life. And I thought, this is somehow intriguing. So I started filling this out. It took me about 3 months. So every night I would sit in my bed and write something. And then I realized how much I did not know about my family history, about my parents, my grandparents. This is not kind of sort of, and this whole idea was born. Like one of my New Year resolution in 2015 was I want to start writing about my life. And I had no idea how to do this. I had nothing. I'd never done a creative long-form writing project. It was all more business writing, copywriting, press releases, and that stuff. So the first, and that's my first tip or lesson, is seek professional help. So I thought, okay, what do I do? I went to the Australian Writers Centre and started a life writing class. And in that class, basically the teacher was a memoir author. She had published several memoirs already. And the first thing she basically told us or asked us, said, look, if you want to write a long book about 70,000 words, I say you have to get into a daily writing habit. And that is my second tip. You need to establish a routine. And so, going back to the first one still, so it does, there's lots of courses you can do. You can do online stuff. There is the Writer Center, Writing New South Wales. There are ghostwriters. If you think you can't do it at all, I've done part of ghostwriting in that business book for my clients. So but go somewhere where you get help, because it is a long journey and it's bumpy, and you need to get a good start, to set yourself up for success. So then the writing routine, obviously, because that is scientifically proven that establishing routines are the best way to get to success in anything you want to do. You want to get fitter, you need to say, okay, I want to do every morning a run or walk, or the thing you have to do every day in order to get the result. So this is same writing. So she said, either you give yourself a word goal, like I want to write 500 words or 1,000 words every day, or you say I'm writing for an hour or half an hour. And so I did the hour thing, and because I thought, okay, when do I do that? At the time, my kids were still young, so I had the usual morning school thing, lunchbox. I just had to get up an hour early, so I got up at 5 a.m. every morning, sat down on my little sofa in my office and looked at my screen and started writing. And it's not so much about if you actually write something, because sometimes you are writing 3 words and you just can't do it. It's more about training your brain to sit down and do it. And some days it flows and some it doesn't, but that's really a good tip I would recommend to anyone. So then, in this writing course, I went from 0 to 75,000 words in 10 months with that teacher. So I did another follow-up course, the advanced life writing class, 6 months later. And also what happened in this course, I met some really nice people, and we formed a writing group, a memoir writing group, and I'm still in this group, and 7 years later. And this is my third lesson or tip: surround yourself with like-minded people who know what you're doing, what you're going through, what it takes to write actually a book, not a business book. I'm talking about a creative project now. And who support you. And that can be a networking group, it can be a writing group, whatever you find, but you need to talk to people who know what you're talking about. And then time went on, so I had several drafts, years went by, and you write and you add and you ditch it and you edit, and it's back and forth, and then at some stages I pitched to publishers and the rejections, right? And so, the first draft is never the last one, so at least 3 to 4 drafts before you go to a publisher, like if you want a commercial publisher. And then in that time, because there were years where I didn't write at all. For example, when I started dancing in 2018, I had a year where it's just this whole manuscript disappeared in my drawer, and I was like, really, nothing moved forward. And I thought, oh my God, this is anyone going to read? Is anyone interested in what I'm writing about? What if you start doubting yourself? And this is my next lesson I learned. You have to really strengthen your mindset and work on yourself, because, and that's also something I learned in my online business with R1. You need 3 things to get something done: belief, attitude, and commitment. So to believe in yourself that you can actually do it if no one else believes in that project. And I was like, okay, one day this memoir is getting out. It's happening. And so I kept going. And then also attitude, what's your attitude? Are you positive? Gratitude every day for what you have achieved, and just work in a positive mindset. And then commitment again. If you're only 50% committed, and that's with everything you do, it's unlikely that this project or whatever is going to happen. Or it's going to happen not great. It's kind of muddling along and you're not really getting anywhere. So you need really a commitment saying, I want to do this. Anyway, so, and then my mentorship took a total turn in at the end of 2016. I had a very profound personal experience during a massage, a spiritual awakening, which changed my whole life. Like, literally, it sounds so cheesy, but 90 minutes changed my life. It's true. The year after I separated from my husband of 23 years, I'm now divorced. I changed my whole lifestyle, and and my book took a totally different trajectory. And so I started really time writing in 2017, which is also never the last draft, because it's a lot of healing and just getting the stuff out. So my writing group, I love them, help me chapter by chapter, routine every month, and so on and so forth. And then I did lots of other stuff, courses, which just kept working. And then again, like I said, in 2019, 18, 19, I started ballroom dancing, which was also in that whole separation phase, and that was my priority. So the book disappeared, and I just had no headspace. And I thought, okay, one day it comes out of that drawer again. And that happened in 2020. All of a sudden, it was a COVID year, obviously, but that was before COVID in January. I remember that, like, the day 4th of January, it was like 40 degrees, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm going to the movies. So I ended up in this really little room, which I had no idea what that was about. Anyway, but the last scene in that movie was this girl with her book in her hand. You know, when she then finally had her memoir published, it's all about getting something published in that. So, and I was like, and I'm sitting, I was like, oh my God, this is my year, the book. It comes out. So I went home, I called my wife and said, guys, I'm coming back, you need to keep going. I have to keep going. And I started writing about my dancing then. And then also I sang here like a month later, I submitted the story, the first chapter, to a writing competition called The Turning Point, Moments That Changed My Life. And so my chapter is actually published in this book, but I think I sent it in and forgot about it. That was in February 2020. And then a month later, I found an email in my inbox, another sign from the universe, writing, it was a 3-month mentorship program with a publisher in New Zealand for people who had a manuscript completed and needed some of that text. Okay, that's me. I did that. The guy who was a publisher gave me really great feedback and said, put more dancing in. It's a commercially interesting topic for a publisher, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, I'll write about my dancing. So, and then also my title for my memoir, Dare to Dance, came up. Anyway, so that all happened in 2020, then the time went by. And then all of a sudden, last year, I get an email that my story was chosen for the Turning Point. That was published in October last year. It was, they only chose 40 stories. It was really an international competition. And then something else happened, and that is my tip number 5. Always be open to all the opportunities that come along your way. You know, never discount anything, because when that's happened, Turning Point, I had a post in a Facebook group that I'm happy about this, publication, my chapter in that book. And then I said, and now I only need to find a publisher for my memoir, for the whole thing, And then one of my dancer friends, a guy I had just met one day in another dance studio, messaged me, said, hey, do you need an introduction to another publisher? I know one. And I said, yeah, of course, why not? Because I had no limitations until that day. And so I thought, whatever, And so he gave me the contact. He said, turns out that this guy is not only German, his publishing company is based in Munich, in Germany, but he also lives here in Australia. What a long story. I sent him my stuff, and then I didn't hear anything for about 2 months, and I thought, another one of those, And then in November last year, I get this email. I have great news for you. You want to publish your memoir? And I was like, no. After 7 years. And so now my book is coming out soon. At the moment, they're editing, and they have in this editing phase, because in the publisher, they got the whole shebang, and they put it in they sent me a PDF with edits and comments and things they would like me to consider and what else. I'm working on that. It's I don't have an exact date, but hopefully, I don't know, in the next few months it will come out. So
Actually,
that's it.
let us know.